4-year public institutions are smoke and tobacco free, but there's a gap at the community college system. And so many students will go from a smoke and tobacco free campus to a community college that may not have a policy, and then on to a 4-year institution that is smoke and tobacco free. And the reason our organization cares so much about this is because we are still in the midst of a vaping epidemic. We're seeing rates of tobacco and nicotine and unfortunately cannabis products increasing. And we also know that one of the best strategies for reducing youth and young adult tobacco use are these policies, especially because of the diversity that exists within the community college system. The state of California has recognized a smoke and tobacco-free community college system as one of the top priorities for addressing health disparities when it comes to tobacco use. So before I continue with why we're here, I wanted to pass it over to Morgan for her to share her experience. She's a student here within the system.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Morgan Haydock. I'm a biology and public health major at Modesto Junior College. For the last 2 years, I have been a member of a youth-led tobacco control organization called Young Adults Fighting Tobacco. We operate mainly in rural areas in California. And for the last couple of months, I've had the privilege of working with fellow students and alumni to try and pass smoke-free policy on my campus at MJC. I started college in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, so like all of my peers across the state, I started on Zoom and online. So in my second year, when the campus began to open up again, and I was able to sign up for some live classes, I was overjoyed. One of the reasons I loved MJC was because of all of the lovely outdoor spaces that were available on campus, both to staff and to students. For me, this was the perfect way to get back on campus, to get back to my community without having to worry about getting sick. But it was during these months in my second year that I found out about MJC's smoking policy. You see, unlike other campuses that I had attended, MJC allowed for smoking on campus. Designated smoking areas sat next to the benches where we would study. Ashtrays occupied the picnic areas where we would eat our lunches. This beautiful outdoor space that had become a refuge for myself and my peers when we needed just a break from the masking was constantly plagued by the scent of cigarette smoke and vaping. And this left us with a difficult choice. Which is more important, our health or our education? I want to talk for a moment about some of the work that I've done at MJC with some of my fellow students and some of the challenges we've had in trying to pass a smoke-free policy. In the months that we've been working, we've been able to secure support from every leadership body on campus. This includes the Associated Student Body, the Academic Senate, the MJC College Council, and even our president. But MJC still does not have a smoke-free policy. This is because without action from our board, a college that wants to do more to protect the health of its students is left with no options. Our work at MJC has been illuminating. It shows that sometimes our community college districts need a little more guidance when it comes to the important policies, especially those that impact our health. I think we can all agree that a student's health should not be determined by their zip code. It should not be determined by whether or not they can afford a 4-year institution where smoking is banned. And it should not be determined on a case-by-case basis. Every student deserves to go to school in a healthy and safe environment. But right now, more than 35% of California community colleges are failing to protect the health of their students, not just from secondhand smoke, but from becoming addicted themselves. California community colleges are the only public institution of higher education in the state that do not prevent smoking on campus. And this is really important because 99% of people who begin smoking have their first cigarette before they're 26, when they're college aged. As you consider, what our ask today is considering changing policy language so that all community colleges have access to policy language that is 100% smoke-free. And as you consider this, I just want to leave you with this. Is the health of a CSU or a UC student more worthy of protection than that of myself and my peers at community colleges? And if that answer is no, I ask that you take the first step towards fixing this inequality by changing your recommended policy language so that all students, regardless of where they live and regardless of what school they can afford, have access to higher education in a safe and healthy environment. Thank you again for your time. At this point, I'd like to hand it back to Kim.
Thank you, Morgan. And so thank you, Morgan, first of all, for being here. So just to follow up with what Morgan was sharing, so our ask for you all respectfully is that you update your model AP and BP 3570 administrative procedures document does have two options. One is consistent with state law, which is no smoking within 20 feet of building. The second one is consistent with the Chancellor's recommendation, which is 100% smoke and tobacco-free policies. And so if that is something that you are willing to do, we do have model language that we have used, actually pulling some of the strongest language from all the community colleges here in California. And then it is also consistent with current state law when it comes to definitions in terms of smoking and tobacco products. If you have a young person, you are aware that these products are rapidly changing, and so we make sure that we have best public health practices. And then our language is also to ensure that we are not harming students with the way that we implement and ensure compliance of these policies on campus, that we really focus on education and linking young people to free quit services to make sure that they can quit when they're ready. So we have that language and are happy to provide that to you or work with you on that if this is something that you are willing to consider. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a couple of questions. I see Trustee Silver on this side.
What was the
Trustee
board
Sam.
policy number again?
It's 3570.
And if you could make sure that Agnes has the policy, so she can email us all of that, be really helpful. Okay, sure.
So you said 30% of our community colleges right now do not have a policy, is that what I
So
heard?
it's 38% do not have a current
38%.
policy. Yes,
So of the 115, we would say 160 of the
Correct.
115
correct,
don't have it at all.
correct.
So is that colleges or districts?
It's colleges. So every district does this differently. Some districts create a policy for the entire districts. Some districts have a bare minimum policy and then allow campuses within their district to have something stronger than the district level policy. So we have a database based on individual campus policies that catalog that. And I brought a report I'm happy to circulate that has current policy for all public institutions here in California.
Interesting.
Yes, Trustee Letts.
While they were talking, we had just, I had just talked to my president, our policy is coming up for renewal, but we have such a policy at Citrus where we are completely smoke and vape free. And I pulled it up on my computer, so if anybody wants a copy of what we've got at Citrus, I can email you the link to get
For
to
those
my.
community colleges, it's done.
Yeah, we've done it.
And we've done it too.
And we'll be reviewing it in about 3 months, because we're going through all of our